Day 1 at KOAR was just incredible. A wonderful day filled with dirt trails, huge puddles, and amazing views of Lake Superior. And, just like yesterday, the weather for Day 2 looks to be absolutely perfect. Just take a look at this sunrise. Stick around and join me and see how we're making the Keweenaw just a little nicer place to visit, and I'll check out some lakeside views around Copper Harbor. After a quick jolt of coffee, I joined up with about a dozen others and headed out to do a bit of cleanup of some areas around the tip of the peninsula. Every year, the KOAR organizers ask for a bit of help to pick up some of the garbage that gets left behind by accident or by inconsiderate tourists. Now, since it was my first time up, I thought I'd give a few hours of my time to pick up some trash and meet some new folks. This morning, Mike and Stacie from Adventure Anywhere were leading us out on the trail and toward KOAR Lake. I had mentioned that I had noticed quite a bit of trash there yesterday, so we thought that would be a great place to start filling our trash bags. Once we arrived and circled the wagons in the parking area, we all headed out into the nearby woods and along the lake shoreline looking for refuse. This is where there was just trash. After about 30 minutes or so, it was time for a quick flying group selfie and off to our next pickup site, Fish Cove. Now, even though I had been to both KOAR Lake and Fish Cove yesterday, I didn't mind going back again today. It was another beautiful day, and I was with a whole new group of fun people, and doing just a little bit of good made it worth it in my book. When we got to Fish Cove, the parking was pretty tight, but we found room and started the short walk toward the water's edge. Fish Cove was actually pretty clean, but when we headed out into the wooded trails and westward towards Montreal Falls, we started to see more trash, some of it which had been there for quite a long time. As I walked up and around the rock shoreline, I could see why they say that hike to Montreal Falls can be a bit treacherous. The trail is narrow, sometimes steep, and filled with roots and rocks. That being said, the area is just a feast for the eyes, and just a beautiful place to spend some time on a Saturday morning. As we wrapped up our time at Fish Cove, our final cleanup spot, I broke off from the group to do a bit of solo sightseeing. Okay, well I just wrapped up picking up at Fish Cove with the group. I'm going to go ahead and head out and separate from the group a little bit. It's super hot out, it's beautiful, but I want to check out Clark Mine Road and then I'll pick up any trash that I see along that way. Work my way back to town and see what else is going on. I want to try to get a hold of my wife if I can and that kind of thing. So anyway, it's been a pleasure to help clean up, and I know they appreciate it, and I'm really glad to help. When I got to the turn to the Clark Mine, the road had an open gate, but also stated it wasn't open to full-size vehicles. Since I really wasn't sure what I was getting into, I decided it's better to just play it safe. Okay, here's where it gets a little bit confusing. I'm hearing mixed things about private property. I'm right at the turn to go on Clark Mine Road, and it says ATVs side-by-sides allowed, gates ahead, no through access for full-size vehicles. So I'm assuming I'm not going to be able to get through. So I'm just going to go ahead and head back the way I came and probably swing in and check out Horseshoe Falls and a lighthouse and things like that. I really wanted to check out this road, but I'm not sure I can get through. So better safe than sorry. I don't want to break any rules. I'm a little bit closer to Copper Harbor. I'm going to take it right here in a second and go down and check out Horseshoe Beach. And then again, that lighthouse, I want to see that too. So maybe that's something I can do on a different trip with the fam. I don't think it's going to be anything complicated to get to. So. So last night I wasn't sure what kind of things I'd get into today, so I aired up my tires. And then this morning we headed back out where we kind of went yesterday, and I didn't air down before we left. That was probably a mistake. It's been a little bumpier than it was yesterday, that's for sure. Well, I'm headed down towards Horseshoe Beach. I saw a marking for some petroglyphs and a sign, but I haven't seen anything once I pulled off the main road here, so I don't know if I drove by them or anything like that. I didn't see a hiking trail to them or anything, so I don't know if I'll get those or not, but I'm going to hike down to the water and see what that view's like. Now this shortish gravel road to Horseshoe Beach is also the road that takes you down to some petroglyphs. When I drove past the spot on Gaia, I didn't see any signs, so I suppose they're probably a short hike off the dirt road. Let me know in the comments if you've seen them and if they're worth a stop. So this walk is absolutely amazing through here. So thick. I'm not even sure if you can see me. I'll have to color correct it. I think I'm so in shadow, but see if I can get some light on my face. It kind of helps a little bit. But what a beautiful walk. Lots of roots. Gotta watch your step, but man, this is a beautiful walk to the lake. When you walk out into the open from the Dark Woods Trail, the beauty of the lake and the stone beach hits you. A giant yet gentle stone-filled curve hugging the calm water of Lake Superior. Now this location is pretty popular, but there were just a few others enjoying the views when I arrived. I'm not sure what that is. I don't think that's an actual headstone. Somebody was just having fun putting a rock in the sand. Okay, that trip down to the water was completely worth it. Horseshoe Beach. Wow. Beautiful. Wasn't sure I was going to climb up the rocks okay, but I did fine. Kind of pulled my calf again. That's been kind of an ongoing thing. I'm not sure what's going on there, but anyway, I made it out of one piece. Let's go see if we can check out the lighthouse. So, my plan now is to go swing by the Copper Harbor Lighthouse. That's got to be a cool sight to see, right? Well, not so fast. Alright, well, that's a little disappointing. I just drove by the entrance to the lighthouse and it's a private road and we can't go in there. So, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to check it out. I was thinking maybe it was open to the public or at least to get out there, but it's not, so. Alright, well, I think I might just head back to camp and check in and see what's shaking with everybody else at the campground. Well, actually, I just changed my mind. I'm going to head up Brockway Road and go up to Brockway Mountain. I think I can get cell service up there, and I can check in with the family so they know I haven't been eaten by a bear. Brockway Road out of Copper Harbor is a paved but pretty rough road that hairpins its way up over 700 feet above Lake Superior. Along the road, there are some pretty cool places to stop and soak in the views of this historic harbor town. Well, I headed up to Brockway Road and the highest point in Copper Harbor, and I still didn't have any cell service. That's kind of a bummer. I don't like being out of contact with the fam that long, but it is what it is. It's about 2:30 on Saturday, and everybody's still out running around, so I think I'm going to hop back in the truck and check out the west side of the peninsula. Maybe go down to Eagle Harbor, Agate Point or something like that. Just kind of mosey down there, check out the views, and see what there is. I headed west out of Copper Harbor on M26 to check out more views of the amazing Great Lake. I didn't really have a destination in mind, but I knew I wanted to be back at camp around dinner time. Tonight was the final group gathering and a big bonfire, and I sure didn't want to miss that. Alright, well, I stopped here at a picnic area just off the road, right along the water. I think I'm just a few miles north of Eagle Harbor and Agate Point, so I'm going to continue on that way. Alright, well, Agate Point and the other road next to it were private roads. You know, just kind of experimenting and see what we find. Obviously, I'm not going to trespass anywhere, so I'm going to continue on to Eagle Harbor. It's just a few more miles south of here. I'm going to continue on a little farther south, but I don't think I'm going to make it to Eagle Harbor. It's already 3 o'clock or after 3 o'clock, and I want to make sure I get back in time for stuff at the campground tonight. With it being late in the afternoon, I kind of figured I wouldn't have that much time to check out Eagle Harbor like I wanted to, so I decided to stop just a bit short and check out Bailey Lake. At this point, I figured I should probably start noodling my way back towards camp. I got back onto M26 and retraced my steps just a few miles, and then I saw a sign for a waterfall that I needed to go see. Silver River Falls was a nice little surprise. Just a relaxing, shallow river flowing under the highway, easily tumbling and twisting its way into Lake Superior. Originally there was a sandstone culvert bridge here, but after nearly 100 years, time had taken its toll on the structure, and this new bridge was installed in 2023. So Silver River Falls is just right near the southern jump-on point for the Brockway Mountain Road. I'm going to go ahead and take that north towards Copper Harbor. And I think there's a West Bluff overlook here, about 6 miles or so. I want to check that out. Now earlier I had grabbed this road from the east side to get to the overlook over Copper Harbor. Coming from the west is a longer and less twisty climb that takes you to the West Bluff. Now if you ever come up to Copper Harbor, this is a definite must stop. The views from nearly 720 feet above the lake are incredible. Looking south you can see Lake Medora and Rocky Ridge. While I was here, I ran into the same group of folks I saw at Horseshoe Beach. We chatted a bit and even offered to take my picture by the West Bluff sign. That was pretty nice of them. By this time, I was thinking food, and I wanted to get back and make dinner before the evening's festivities. I made my way back toward the campground and stopped for some fuel so I wouldn't have to do it in the morning before heading back home. Tomorrow morning I'll be headed back home, and I just filled up with gas, and the guy working the counter was watching a video on how grenades work. I don't know if I should be worried or not. After dinner and chilling with a beer and chips, it was time to head to Vendor Row for the last night social hour. Cindy gave a shout out to everyone who helped put this amazing event together, and the supporting vendors raffled away some pretty amazing prizes. I was even able to snag a free hat. As the sun set, the big bonfire was lit, and my first weekend attending KOAR was coming to a close. I have to say this event really is something special. This truly is a beautiful place, and it was great to be around folks and new friends who respect the natural beauty and revel in the history and the adventure that Keweenaw has to offer. There is so much to do and explore here, and I'm telling you, you just can't do it in one weekend. I'll be booking my campsite for next year as soon as registration opens, that's for sure. Again, thank you Jeremy and Jason for being my campsite neighbors, and I'm hoping we can do more adventures in other places together sometime. And thank you guys all for tagging along. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, and a subscribe would be awesome too. You can learn more about KOAR in the description below, and better yet, make plans yourself to attend KOAR in 2025. Thanks again, and get out there and get lost on some beautiful back roads.